Hi, everyone. I know some of you are on the live stream. We're going to wait another couple minutes just because dinner got out a little bit late tonight. But in about 5 minutes, we'll introduce Christina and get started. Thank you. Okay, we're going to get started here. I want to thank you all for coming. Those of you on the live stream, thank you for being here as well. I want to start by introducing our speaker. Her name's Christina Townsend. Christina was a national champion at Monroe in the sport of soccer. She later transferred to Oklahoma State and played Division I at the highest level as a soccer athlete. She currently is involved in real estate today with her husband, Cleon. And she's here because she's devoted to speaking to youths about athletics and character and the way those two things fit together and her journey and her faith. And I think Christina is a perfect fit for what Stony Brook is all about and what we hope to instill in our athletes here. And so without further ado, Christina.
Should I use this one?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, I think you can just use that.
Okay. Hi, thank you guys for having me. First and foremost, thank you, Stony Brook, for just having me here. And thank you, AD Dustin. Thank you so much for just allowing me to be here and speak to all of you guys. It's an honor and a privilege to just give back to the youth in any way I can. And the sports in general and being an athlete is something so close to my heart because I've done it for so many years. I still consider myself a little bit of an athlete now. Doesn't necessarily mean I'm playing all the time, but I am still contributing. I do play tennis here and there, and I'm transitioning now to try to play golf. So we'll see how it goes. But I do want to give back to you guys because you guys are the next generation. And I hope you guys know that you are really important to how this world keeps moving forward. And athletes sports in general is the one thing that gets everyone talking. No matter the race, no matter ethnicity, no matter what job, no matter what career, no matter where you are, everyone's watching the World Cup. Everyone's watching the NFL. Everyone was watching a sport on TV, and that brings people together. So you guys have to know that you're making a big impact. You think you're just in high school, you're not. You know how many kids are looking up to you guys right now and saying, oh my God, I can't wait to play at Stony Brook someday, or wherever they want to play. But just know that you're making an impact, and you're not just young. Okay, so I just want you to keep that forward as we just kind of have our discussion tonight. But my topic, bigger than talent, I will get into the name and how I kind of just came up with that name. And furthermore, as we keep going. So yeah, these are two pictures, just one for me. I was playing at Monroe at this time. This was in 2013. And this was at OSU. This might have been 2015, I believe. And just very different. At Monroe, I was playing center back. And at OSU, I was playing center mid, outside back. And just two pictures. I just wanted to put that up there for you guys. Just a little testimony about myself. It's been a journey, for sure. I started playing when I was 6. And I just continued playing throughout my years, but my journey was never easy. When I did start playing at 6, I started playing at a high level. I played for the Red Bulls. I played for Quick Strike. When I was 14, I played for the USA Women's Regional Pool Team. I played on several different levels. And what got me the most was talent is not everything. You also have to make sure your education can get you there as well. And that's actually one reason I fell short and had to go to Monroe first, because thinking that talent was going to get me straight in, a rude awakening for sure. And I know here in this school, talking to Dustin, you guys don't have a problem with that. You guys are doing amazing here, and your grades are phenomenal, and keep that up, because that's going to get you a lot further than you think just your talent will. But your talent helps as well, and being an athlete as well. But make sure you're having both. Because that's why I really want to come speak, because make sure you're doing both, you know. But being an athlete can make you excel in the classroom a lot more. Because just like being an athlete, you have to go over plays. You have to go over so many different things. And you guys don't know how much brain power that actually takes. And so you're actually, I don't know, I'm maybe probably biased, but I think athletes are a lot smarter than regular students. Just because we have to go over so many different things. And you have to be playing at a high level and multitasking at the same time. Student athlete, that word, a lot of people can't do it. You know, when you're in college, it's hard. It's hard to be a student and an athlete at the same time. And when you guys get to college, you'll find out. But right now, you're in high school, and just make sure that you're taking priority right now, doing what you need to do in high school. So I do want to ask you guys, what does it mean to you to be an athlete? If one person, just trying to get one person to say, what does it mean to you to be an athlete? No? No one wants to talk? No? Yeah. You could say so. There's no right answer. Yeah. Athletic, okay. Yeah, that's a great answer. And my second one here is, what is the reason you play? If someone can just really quickly answer that as well. Yeah. Money? Okay. That's good. But so for me, I think of an athlete, I'll get into it, but I think one of the biggest things being an athlete is you have an unfair advantage. You know, where I'm going to just get into that word a little bit. Unfair means like you kind of wish that you had something. Many people who aren't athletes wish they were athletes, you know? So you have that unfair advantage being an athlete, but then also being a faith athlete, being a believer, because that's actually going to excel your game a lot more. And if you guys take on that role to be an athlete and really put yourself into that shoe, that you have that unfair advantage going into school in general, going into college, going into life. You'll see your game excel. And so I just kind of wanted to go through, to be an athlete, I just kind of wrote something here. To be an athlete, you have a chance to lead, a chance to dream, a chance to win, a chance to excel, a chance to contribute, a chance to achieve a common goal with your peers, a chance to show God's glory to be revealed through your talents. Not everyone gets to be an athlete. Not everyone gets to be in your shoes. Not everyone gets to compete and travel the world. Not everyone gets to make a viral impact like you do. Yes, it's not easy being an athlete, but it is unique. Because as you may think that it's not unique to be an athlete, but it really is. There's a lot of people that wish they were in your shoes right now and that can't physically be an athlete. You know, there's a lot of people that mentally can't be an athlete. As we all seen in just the world in general, not everybody has what we're gifted with. And that's also legs, arms, just the mind to play the game, talent or not, you still get the chance to play and show up, and you have coaches that care. And I think that is just to be rewarded and make sure that you take that to heart as well. And so what I was talking to about unfair advantage, the one thing that people can get together and talk about is what I was trying to say before. And as I was saying, being an athlete will get you into rooms and opportunities and relationships and friendships that you wouldn't have gotten before. I know myself, the reason I've been able to achieve what I've been able to achieve is because I'm an athlete. I can tell you so many stories just being at Oklahoma State, the things that the doors that opened for me just because I was on the women's soccer team. And it's not just because I played on the team and I played on the field itself. It was because I was just in a body. It's hard to be an athlete itself. To play with teammates and come to a common goal and want to achieve something is very difficult to do. Not a lot of people can do that. So I truly believe it's not really about what we're doing on the field that matters, but what we're doing off the field. And how we can change our mindsets to be not just an athlete I get to play, but you're actually an athlete and you're actually making a difference. Because there's a lot of impact that's happening that you guys don't even know about. And I just want to bring that to you for the first forefront. And one of the things, the reason why I called this talk Bigger Than Talent, was that you're bigger than what you're playing. You're bigger than the sport you're playing. And for you guys, every single day looks different. Every single practice looks different. Every single moment looks different. But what you guys all have in common is you all have your unique talents. So the only way a team can perform and work is if everybody's working together. And I truly believe that everyone on the court or fields and on the bench contribute to the win or the loss. Because personally myself, playing on the field and looking back at the bench, it always motivated me, especially majority of my friends, they may not have played on the field, but they were the ones cheering me on. And me seeing them on the sideline giving me energy to go for that goal, go for that kick, whatever it might have been, gave me energy itself. So I don't know if any of you guys are either on the field, you may be not playing as much as you wish you could play, are you on the bench, whatever it might be. But from the top to the bottom, everyone's important. And I want you guys to know that. It's not just me saying that. I know it's hard sometimes if you feel like you should be playing. We all feel like we should be doing something, you know. And I think the biggest thing with a lot of people is, what are you doing off the field? Why aren't you maybe playing? Are we doing the work off the field to make sure we're playing on the field or on the court? Many of us we wait till our season to really activate and start practicing and get involved in what we're supposed to be doing. Your off season is off season for a reason, you know, and that was one thing for me. If I was coming back the fittest player every time for soccer, because for me it was more about, I want to show them that this matters to me. You know, it's not just me playing on a team just to play for a team, but it's actually me coming and saying I'm devoted to this. When you say yes to something, you got to put your whole self in it. A lot of times we like to overextend ourselves. If we don't want to play, it's best to say no. But if we're going to say yes to something, make sure that you show up every single day. Make sure you show up at practice, show up off the field. Show up, send a text to another teammate if they need it. You know, you guys had a bad game, they missed the kick. Because personally, when I was about 10, I was supposed to take the PK at this nationals that I had, and I did. I missed it, and it took me years to get back to kick another PK. Years. I just couldn't get myself to do it. I was afraid. I let fear hold me back for a long time. And I was a great PK taker, but for some reason that day I just didn't excel. And for me, I didn't know that I thought I had failed in the game of soccer, but in reality, it actually just made me stronger in who I am. And I actually took a PK in the nationals at Monroe, and we won the whole nationals due to that fact. But it's what I tell that story due to say, it's not about what you are doing in that moment. If you guys fail in a moment, it's just to make you stronger. And you have to make sure that every time you take a loss, an L, whatever you guys call it, I don't know, but take that back and see what you did wrong. And for me, it was making sure my mental part of my game was strong. And I think that's what my next slide. The greatest external fight is when you're not prepared, but the greatest internal fight is when you are. That's what I was saying in this idea of when you're prepared, but you don't play. And just the idea of, because I didn't get benched all the time, but I did get benched one time in one of my teams that I played on, and it hurt pretty bad. Because at first I was playing really well, and then all of a sudden I got benched. I had no idea, thinking it's just the coach that did this, that they should be letting me play, and I just looked at myself. I just looked at the coach, external factors, but yet I wasn't looking at what was I doing. What did I need to do off the field to allow myself to play? Was I doing something wrong? Was I not showing up? What was it that I wasn't doing that needed to happen? And for me, I had to go back, and I had to do some internal evaluation, and I think a lot of us do. We all have to make sure that our mental part of the game is as strong as our physical side of the game, because we're not going to excel all the time. And the biggest thing for me is always the mental side of the game, and character, and building your faith, and building who you are inside and out. And that's why I also wanted to come speak to you guys. It's just, you also have that unique ability to be a believer and a faith believer, to go out and impact the world. As I said before, that sports are the one thing that bring people together. We need more faith athletes. We need more people speaking up and playing from that faith spot and allowing your light to shine throughout whatever you do, throughout whatever sport you play. Majority of you guys here, you're playing baseball? Yeah? So through baseball, how can you be that light for somebody else? When you go off to college, it's not, oh man, I get to do whatever I want to do. I'm away from my parents. I'm already committed. You're here now, making sure you're making an impact every single day. You said yes to the whole season, so be there for the whole season, okay? And make sure that no matter what you do in this life in general, but as an athlete, you're showing up who you are, which is a believer at the end of the day, okay? I just wanted to say that really quick. And then this is also what I want to talk about is, what if you do put in all the work, and where could this lead you? So to be a leader, I don't know, I want to ask anyone, whoever wants to answer, what does being a leader mean to you? No? Yeah.
Being able to help the team, different aspects on and off the field, and being able to challenge them and criticize them, not only in bad ways, but in good ways. So
Yeah. Yeah, no, I love that answer, because you're showing both sides. And I think that's really important what you said, because we have to see our teammates, when they correct us, it's not usually because of something negative. If it's negative, what they said is because you took it negative. But most of the time, it's probably you could have done something better. But instead, we're just looking at, oh man, I just did it terrible, and they're just coming, everybody's trying to just tear down my game, whatever it might be. But you actually should look at it as a positive reinforcement. So there's something I need to actually work on going forward so I can excel a little bit better in my game next. So I love that you said that. And anybody else? I'm going to ask a question. Does anybody think that you want to play in college or after college? Okay. And what do you think that mindset, you playing after college, where do you think your mindset needs to be? Anywhere, you said? On your word. Yeah, your purpose. Yeah, so when I go back to that question that I asked you guys, what's the reason you play? That's what I was trying to get out for that answer. Every day you're not going to want to show up and play the game. There are days you're going to have to practice. College is rough. 3 times a day you got to practice, get up. 6 a.m., noon, and then 6 p.m. It's hard, preseason. And then during the season, it's even harder because you have morning workouts, then you have a game in the afternoon, then you have stretch. You're not going to want to show up every single time. But it's the commitment and consistency that breeds the player and the leader inside of you. So it's not going to be motivation because you're not going to have motivation some days. So you're not going to be winning some days. There was a time I was on a team, we didn't win any games. So what makes you come to practice? What makes you come to the games? It has to be that reason. It has to be the reason you're playing. You said money earlier, right? I don't know your name. You said money earlier, correct? That's why you play. Okay, that's a good driving force, but at the end of the day, you have to have something you're playing for because that will yield why you keep going. And there's times where, for me, I was playing in general, for myself, I wanted to prove to myself I could play. That was the only reason I played. And when I had the chance to either keep going, play semi-professional, or stop playing, the reason got clear that I did what I needed to do. So that's how I knew I was done playing. But if you don't have a reason, you're probably never going to show up as your full self to the game, and you're never going to give your full self to the game because you have nothing to play for. Correct? So if it's family, because I know a lot of people play for family, for money, for just lifestyle, right? Whatever it might be, you get the chance to play. And I want you guys to know that this is a chance to play. Last week, was it where that football player dropped in the middle of the game? Correct? These aren't things to be taken for granted. As an athlete, today could be your last day playing, especially as an athlete, so it's challenging on the field depending on where you guys play and what sport across the board you play. So you have to be playing for something higher because you are putting yourself on the line. My friend in the middle, she's in France and she's playing for the France team right now. And she went in for a tackle, turned the wrong way, and went paralyzed from the bottom down. It has to be a bigger reason. It has to be a bigger reason why you're playing. She's okay now. It took her like 2 weeks to come back, but it was rough. It was rough, and it's not, that's why I think everybody thinks it's cool to be an athlete, and it is. I definitely think it is. But why are you an athlete? You got to keep to that why. Why are you an athlete? To make an impact. For the young kids that want to make an impact as well, that want to see you guys and do something big, you guys have that opportunity. Don't think you're just playing. I say that all the time. Why? Because I'm telling you, doors are open when you're an athlete. I'm getting the chance to speak with NBC Sports. And that's only because I'm an athlete. They don't care if I graduated or whatever else. You guys are going to get positions that you probably would have never gotten before if you're not an athlete. So don't take it lightly. You guys have that talent to do so. And that's what I'm just trying to get into your minds on the idea of just change your mind a little bit of just you're playing a game to play the game. Today could be your last day playing, and why did you go through all that? Was it worth it? And so every single day you're on the field, step on there with a purpose. Driving for money, step on there and be like, okay, so today I have to bring my whole self so I can get a degree. I can go to a big college. I can go to a big college and then get transferred over to the baseball league, whatever it might be. But you want to have your goals set out. That also brings me to my next point of just the idea of when you guys are writing your reason, every single day show up for that reason, but at the same time, remember where you are in time, which is right now. So what can you do right now to get to that goal? Which is like the smaller things. So that means showing up to practice on time, being there for a teammate, being at the game on time, making sure that every tackle is won, making sure every basket is won, or every baseball pitch. Sorry, I don't know baseball very well, but every pitch you're hitting, like anything it might be, make sure that you're there and present and make the best of it because someone else is watching. I'm telling you this from experience. I had no idea of going to school at Monroe College. No idea. I didn't even know about Monroe. But it was my coach from years ago that was like, I know who you are as a player and as a person. I talked to the coach at Monroe, you should go there. I already told him, you're getting a full ride there. They never see me play. They never see me play at Monroe. But because of my character, who I am, and who I was prior to him seeing me, led me to doors that I would have never gotten into. And that's why I'm saying it's cool now to be an athlete, but faith is first. Faith in your character is first. Because that'll take you into rooms. And like Dustin mentioned, we do real estate. And my first year in real estate, the one deal that I got, and it wasn't easy. My husband's been in it for a long time, and I just recently got involved in it. But my first deal, the only reason I got it was because the guy said, I like your personality. So it has nothing to do with being an athlete, really, at the end of the day. When your character and being an athlete combined will change the world. And we need more of you guys to live in being an athlete and a faith athlete at the same time. I'm almost done. I didn't have much to share with you guys today because I do want to do a question and answer, just so if you guys have any questions, I can answer them. So this is what I was saying. This is your time to change your athletic story. More than ever before, we need faith athletes to set into their trusted God-given role. We need our light to shine on the field. And I just want to see a raise of hands. How are you guys liking Stony Brook in general? Just like, do you like the aspect of being a faith athlete? Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Yeah, good. Good. It's important. So the way the world is going currently with everything going on, I'm not going to get into all of it, but with everything going on, we need you guys. We don't need you guys all for your talents, but for who you are. For who you are in God, because that's really important. That's going to separate you. I promise you. I promise you, that's going to separate you. When I got chosen for the U.S. team, when I was younger, the biggest thing that they told me, it was me and another girl that had the outside back position. And the only reason they went with me was because I was coachable, which means it's my personality, right? So a lot of this stuff is not really about your talents and your athletic ability and all that stuff. It's really your character that gets you into those rooms and into those finishing touches. If you're playing in a game and it's 1-0 and you're down, what kicks in to make it 1-1 or to win the game? Right? I'm pretty sure you don't do anything physically that gets you where you need to be, but you guys all rally together and say, we got to win this game. We got to put our minds together, guys. What are we going to do? You know, it's never something that you just got superpowers overnight and won 2-1. You know, it's always that you guys rallied together as a team and came up to an agreement that this is it. We're going to win the game. And it was a decision in your mind first, and then you guys made the decision to win the game, right? It was never really someone did something. Oh, sometimes, you know, you get someone that does something really amazing. Like we had one of the girls, we were actually losing, and in the national she did a bicycle kick. So yeah, sometimes you'll get like erroneous things like that. But majority of the time, it's a team thing coming together and you guys making an impact both on a mental level. And I don't know if you guys know the book Mind Gym. I would advise everybody to read it. It's just basically how to be an athlete and win the game between your ears. So the mind, the mental part of the game. And I think that really helps and elevates a lot of people's games. If you see a lot of the like LeBrons of the world, they're reading. That elevates your game tremendously. It doesn't elevate you physically, but the moment you say I can do something instead of saying I can't, you're on the right track. You know, and I just believe that a lot of people aren't training that muscle, and so that's why we also don't have a lot of wins, and we're not striving for more. How is your season going?
Great.
Yeah? Good. Yeah? Yeah? Okay. Yeah, how many? They're off season right now? Oh, okay. Okay. What are you guys looking forward to this year? Is there one thing? Yeah, baseball, but like, huh? Do you guys have any goals you want to meet for this year? Okay, nice. How are you going to get there? Yes. Now, how are you going to win? Okay. How are you going to present the hard work? So if you work hard, but then your buddy next to you has an off day, and he needed to make that one throw to get everybody out, what is that called? Huh? Pickleball? Pick him up? Yeah. No, I was thinking, talking about the throw. Strikeout, right? Yeah. So if you guys have a strikeout, it's not necessarily he played bad, but he could have been having a day that you had no idea about. He got a phone call that he had no idea about. He had a test. You don't know what happened to that part of the game. But a player and you being a teammate, just right before the game, hey guys, we're about to win this game. Everything, leave it off the field. Leave it off the field. Let's be here and now. We'll win this game for anything else but this game alone. Just this game. We want to win the champions, but this is the game we need to win, because one game at a time, right? So every time you come to a game, it's just that game you need to win, because when you win one game, you're closer, right? But if you lose that game and then you lose the next game, thinking about winning the championships, you're probably going to be further to getting there. So every time you show up to practice, say, I'm going to win practice. That's one step to get there. It's not, I'm going to win the next game on Saturday, but miss practice today, right? I'm going to win practice today, okay? I'm going to win in the classroom today because I'm going to learn something better. I'm going to win with my teammates, whatever it might be. And then, I was just going to say, what do you bring to the table that no one else does? Anybody? Yeah. Huh? Go gas? Oh, you're fast? Okay. Well, that's good. Like, you know how I mentioned before an unfair advantage? That's your unfair advantage that you bring to the game. And we need every single person here to bring their unfair advantage so we can win the game as a whole. Okay? So if you bring your speed and you bring your pitch and you bring your teamwork and you bring your enthusiasm, we're all going to be on the same page. But we need to bring something. You guys can both. Like, there can be two people that bring speed. That's fine. But as long as you bring what you know you have to bring to the game, you know you guys are you have a chance of winning the game. Okay? But if you, being fast, don't show up today, and we needed the speed today, sometimes it can be lopsided for that one game. But just focus on yourself when you're coming to that game. focus on, okay, my speed, I got to bring that today. Now, what do we need to do as a whole, as a team? But I know I'm going to win my battle first. Because the moment I win my battle, the team, everybody else should be winning their battles for the whole team to win. Okay? So, but I just want you guys to focus on that. And I think it really stems from going back, seeing, and digging out, what do you do best? If you don't know, that's a problem. Okay? If you don't know what you do best in your game, that's a problem. Does anybody not know? It's okay to say, because I just said it's a problem. It's okay to say, what was the question you asked? What do you bring to the game that no one else does? If you don't know. Do you not know? Does anybody not know? Okay, so what else do you bring to the game? You. Yeah, what do you bring to the game? You. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Good, good. Okay. How about you? No, him. Energy? Okay. How about you? Yeah. Okay. It's good. All these things are great, but you guys have to think about it, which makes me think that you didn't know before. Okay? And that's a problem to the game. Okay? You can't be coming to the game empty-handed every single time. You're going to be leaning too much on your teammates. So you have to allow yourself to come your whole self to the game, and then your teammates will come halfway and meet you. But if you don't know what you bring to the table, we got to figure that out. Okay? So I want all of you guys tonight, when you go back, write down what you bring to the table, and tell yourself you're going to bring that every single day to practice, and see what you guys can do this season. Because I'm pretty sure I'm going to talk to Dustin. I'm hoping that you guys do way better than maybe last year. I'm sorry, I don't know if you guys did well last year. Did you? You lost the states? Okay, well, this year you want to win it, correct? Okay, so yeah, let's take it a step further. Let's take it a step further this year. Write down your goals for the year. As a team, I think you guys should meet and write down your common goals, and then individually meet with yourself. Individually tell yourself what you want to do for the season and what you want to accomplish. And also write down who do you want to be, okay? Write down who do you want to be every time you show up to that game. That means I'm going to bring my enthusiasm, my leadership, my encouragement. Those are all positives. That's who you want to be, right? You don't want to bring negativity, right, to the game, especially if somebody else is having a bad day and they needed you to pick them up and you bring something else negative, okay? So who are you going to be during this whole season and in your life in general? You could carry that into your life, but who do you want to be and what do you bring to the table that benefits your team, okay? And just do that, give it to Dustin if you guys want or whatever, but have it for yourself and then just see how you do throughout the season. Evaluate yourself. There's a quote, if you don't plan at all, you plan to fail. You guys know the quote? Yeah, if you don't plan, I don't know the quote, but basically you gotta plan, you gotta prepare. That's it, yes. If you fail to prepare, you prepare to fail. Okay, that's the quote. So I want all of you guys to prepare for this season. And that means mentally get engaged for the season. If you're a senior, you have to be engaged in this season because college is no joke. So don't think you're done. This is actually the most important one of your seasons personally because you got to prepare. College is going to be a rude awakening to some of you if you didn't prepare correctly. Okay, so seniors, wake up. This is your season. Freshmen, wake up because this is also your season because you have to make a good impression on the coach if you want to play, right? And then sophomores and juniors, it's also an important season for you guys because you guys want to stay playing, correct? So you guys probably maybe already had your lineup and you don't want anybody to knock you off, right? So those are the two things I want you guys to do for this season. And I also just want to share a short story. When I was playing at Oklahoma, I played majority of the games, and there was one time I just wasn't doing great. And my friend actually took my position. And for me, I'm guessing for many athletes, it could have been something hard. It could have been something like, oh man, like, are you really going to be friends with her again, or this and this and that. It's really important that you do your work the way you're supposed to do it. And don't fall short, and don't think that you have your position locked in. Anybody can come and take your position. I did end up getting my position back, but it took work. It took work. I couldn't make it feel like I already had that position locked down. And a lot of us do that. So I just want you to go into this season with high expectations. You guys are going to win the season. I can't wait to hear great things about it. And I just wish you guys a great season. I think that was it. Yeah. I just wish you a great season. And I want you guys to just be present for the moments and enjoy this. It goes way too fast. My husband loves to say, one game you have to play, tomorrow you don't have that game anymore. So trust me, it goes fast. Now I wish I went back to college and did a lot of things different athletically. It goes so fast. And you guys, in a blink of an eye, you guys are going to be graduating college. And I just wish you all the best. Thank you for having me, guys. And I wish you guys got something out of this. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Do you guys have any questions? Huh? Yeah.
So you went to Division I school. So I know the party style is like different. How are the parties at home?
Oh man. Well, so do you plan to play in college? You play? Yes. It's gonna. You don't really have that. Yeah, you don't really have time. You can, of course, go out and like whenever you do have time, but during season you don't have time. Yeah, but you should be focusing on your sport. Yes.
I wasn't here earlier because I was competing, so I have a question.
Okay.
What would you do like before games to like help prepare your mind?
Oh yeah, that's a great question. So one thing that I love to do was visualization. I think it's so important. If you just lay down, I put headphones on, close my eyes, and just picture me making the tackle. Picture me scoring the goal. Picture me doing anything that I want to do throughout that game. I'm telling you, it really works. I did that. What else did I do before the game? Well, make sure you have a good meal prior to the game, maybe 2 hours before the game. And post-game, if you guys can, an ice bath was really good. Yeah.
What are your thoughts on headphones before games?
I'm not a fan, but I know it's preference, but I didn't like it. Headphones, yeah. Anybody else? Yeah. Mind Gym. Yeah. M-I-N-D. Mind Gym, yeah. I don't remember the author, but you'll see it. Once you pop up, you'll see it. It was good. It was hard work, but I was young. I was 14, so it was fun. Yeah, but when you're that young, you're not really, I would say, more focused on your craft as much as when you get into college and you're focused on doing the right work. But I wish I did kind of just do more of that outside work, just so I could prepare more for it. Yeah. Anybody else? Yeah.
For younger guys like freshmen and sophomores who are trying to find their purpose and maybe find why they should be a better person off the field, how can they find that?
Yeah, I think, one of the best things, do you read the Bible? Not really? You could just start reading Psalms. They're really easy to read. You can start reading Psalms. Also, just start reading books in general will help you find that. But really finding what do you like best to do, and that takes the least amount of effort. For me, it's doing this. I enjoy this so much, like just speaking, so I know this is part of my purpose. And doing real estate, I really enjoy it. I do it really well, and it's like I'm doing nothing. Yeah.
Hypothetically, for the sport of baseball, do you think your body would respond well to practice outside in cold weather?
I mean, your body will respond. It will do what it's supposed to do. Anybody else? All done? All done? No problem, no problem. Thank you. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Oh, yeah. Thank you, guys.